Oh, this one's kind of nice. The warp jump went smoothly enough. Although many crew members reported strange incidents while they were asleep, they sensed someone approaching them and laying a hand on their forehead. Then the hand seemed to pass through their skin, through their skull, and with tender motions, sorted their jumbled thoughts into some order. I wish someone would come and do that for me, because that would be bloody excellent. Okay, Dargonus then, because I don't think we need... Right, I just want to double check. I don't know if I can just, like, double check. Right, with no events to do here. So, we're going to Dargonus. See, this is what you were supposed to do throughout the whole game, but I'm just doing it all at once. Or we're going to Fal. We'll do Falstone while we're here. I'm gonna let the crew do it. Crew can deal with it. I have more important things to do. I was giving my cat Vivi some snuggles there. She's fluffed herself on me. I've got fur up my nose. Okay. The cult of the Final Dawn has poisoned the colony's water supplies. All who drink from the tainted sources turn into mindless animals. Servitors the afflicted. Those who have lost their minds become prime material for servitor production. Kunrad Voita has made a new appearance. Whoops. Probably should have done this before. This time he's behind an organization of secret societies devoted to discussing forbidden knowledge. Publicly execute all members of the societies. Cunra's followers bellowed their blasphemies from atop of the gallows, striking fear into the hearts of their audience. I don't know really what more you want me to say. Dude was originally dead. Dude's already dead. Dude is already dead. There's not much more I can do about that. But hopefully he's not going to show up anymore. Right. Dargonus. We are heading... Oh, gosh. All the way up here. How are we getting here? I don't know if we need to be the... I don't know if we need to go to Janus anymore. I will visit Janus just to, you know, make sure we don't have to visit Janus. Maybe we do. It's your nose now. Don't, but you know, always good to be here. I reckon this is going to be like one of the last kind of videos that we're going to be in the Expanse. So, okay, well, we are. You know what? Why not? Went smoothly enough. Oh, this one's kind of nice. The warp jump went smoothly enough. Although many crew members reported strange incidents while they were asleep, they sensed someone approaching them and laying a hand on their forehead. Then the hand seemed to pass through their skin, through their skull, and with tender motions, sorted their jumbled thoughts into some order. I wish someone would come and do that for me, because that would be bloody excellent. The Magus Pascal noted that the mysterious incident had allowed him to remember a few highly obscure tech rituals, which it seemed he had never studied in the first place. Doop-a-doop-a-doo. This is Vibos, this isn't Dargonus. We will eventually get to Dargonus. But we didn't actually need to be here. Oh, well. Crush the greedy bows to the earth. Pure blood. Rogue trader may grant. I kind of like this one. I kind of like the idea of, you know, it's not the kiddo's fault that their parents are convicts. I know in Warhammer, though, that's just the way it is. I know. But we're going here. We're nearly there. Ouch. The officers on one of the lower decks stopped providing status reports. 3 days had passed since the Vox system broadcasted anything other than the subdued moans and wet slapping noises. And the Vortex squad sent to investigate reported that the denizens of the lower levels had regressed into animals and succumbed to depravity. The connection with the squad was shortly lost. The High Missionary of the Adeptus Ministorum became flushed with fury, condemned these as the designs of the arch enemy, and the hotbed of heresy was cleansed with fire and prayer. It happens. Okay, we have finally made it to Dargonus. Wait. As the colony's nobility amasses their wealth and makes new connections, they are showing less and less respect for the rogue trader. I got why is this one? Okay, send the loyal servants of the colony to make sure the nobles fall in line. I would really severely punish them. The new colonists, who are not subservient to the local nobility, have reined in the aristocrats, the noble people, and remind them of where their loyalties lie. Have they, though? Have they, though? Is that it? Is that all I needed to be here for? Yes. Okay. There's a button for this. There it is. Your ladyship. Janus is reporting about a disaster, ghostly Xenos figures that appear at dusk and go away at dawn. In the ravenous swarm, they attack one of the agricultural facilities each night, freezing everything they touch. The attacks take place in the complexes closest to the uncontrolled sector of the planet, where nature itself is turned against us. Unfortunately, not too many facilities were damaged. Our irreconcilable struggles have moved the borders of the affected sector. The important production lines have survived. What do we know of these wraiths? Not much. They are incorporeal and difficult to discern, but they happen to have Adari features. The spirits draw the warmth out of humans, plants, and inanimate objects, but it seems that they do not hunt consciously, but rather they simply do not notice anything in their way. At dawn, they dissolve into mist. The wraiths also differ among themselves. Some are as dark as the void, and others shine like the stars in the night sky. What is spawning these wraiths? Is it the corrupted sector? It is likely they gather at its borders at the break of dawn and whirl in a wild dance, howling and destroying all living things. They disperse into thousands of fading flashes. The agricultural facilities that happen to be in the way of their dance fall into disrepair. Something is not right. The wraiths appear on the planet's outskirts and rush towards the heart of the contaminated region instead of invading from within it. Furthermore, their differences may suggest that there are two groups of wraiths opposing each other. Think of my advisors. When dealing with Xenos, one should be prepared for manifestations of all sorts of ominous mysteries. There is a whole cast of specialists among the cold traders who can whisper a Xenos artifacts to expel the spirits residing within. Perhaps we should ask them. After some of the events that had taken place on the ship, I got interested in ghosts. While on footfall, I bought a book, an illegal one, of course, that describes a so-called ritual of silence. It is said to be able to pacify violent spirits on the scale of an entire world, but I cannot vouch for the safety of this ritual. Instead of relying on wicked ways to solve these problems, it would be better to turn our good priests. There are skilled exorcists in the Ecolars who know how to drive out dark spirits. Argenta, invite the esteemed specialist to Janus. The priests will not leave their children in a time of need. A group of haggard priests dressed in holy robes and accompanied by the retinue of a repentant flagellants has arrived in Janus, armed with scriptures and laser guns. They led their flock into battle against the inhumane wraiths. The wraiths did not disappear completely after battle, but they have started to appear less often and avoid human settlements. Ooh, great fire. Territory of a new agri-complex can be gained in only one way, the way of fire. To teach the serfs to read, thus produce educated servants under the supervision of monks, would be as useful as it would be dangerous. Great fire! Janus orbit is swarming with a fleet of refugees. By turning the entire world into an enormous staging point, the road trader will save billions of lives. I don't know if I want to save billions of lives. So there's billions of lives I can turn into... like... yeah. We get like loads of people. Convicts will secretly be sold to the pipe. No, not secretly. Never secretly. Always. By declaring Dargonus the defense center of the Cronus Expanse, the rotator will be able to requisition foreign vessels, collect additional resources from the population. The great freedom accorded by the Imperial Navy will allow the mustering of an impressive independent squadron not classified as pirates. Bravest captains will unite under Rotator Aegis upon being offered invaluable charts and other systems. Ooh. I kind of... yeah, I'm gonna go for Bastion. Lots of orphans. Profit factor goes down, mind you, but... oh, profit factor goes down a lot by that one. Okay. That was, yeah, screw it goes. What's this one? Transferring in value is such that open pit mining will be worth the thousands of lives lost to the radiation. An entire planetary regiment of modern guardsmen, a gift from the road traded to the Cronus Expanse in its darkest hour. Okay. I'll have security. I don't think we've give this one enough kind of time to cook. Lord Captain, the Ordo Xenos punitive unit led by the acolyte Lynette Zhu, has arrived in Janus. The Inquisition forces have already taken control of the governor's palace and intend to deal with the anomalies on Janus. Henrik, why was I not notified of their arrival in advance? I am surprised that they have informed us of their arrival at all. Demonstrate the semblance of trust. How much did the Inquisition sniff out? The initial interrogation set by Lynette Zhu on the tracks of the wretches towards the anomalous region, but her people continued to dig deeper, so to speak. Well, thank you, my officers and advisors. Cooperating with the Inquisition would do us more good than trying to hide the current misfortunes of the colony. I can send them a message to keep us informed about the interrogations as a favor. If only we could throw them a bone and let them find the evidence they want, one that we can get by without. The rest could be concealed away from their inquisitor's eyes like sand lizards shedding its tail. Sometimes one must cede the battle to win the war. Let the Inquisition do their job. Serve Janus and the von Valancius dynasty. After Lady Zhu had set up her headquarters at the governor's palace, she began to investigate the situation on Janus. All those feelings of guilt of their crimes before the Emperor could only stay silent and pray. During her investigation, Lady Zhu had been able to establish that the genetic changes in the organisms of the sickly creatures have been caused by the effects of the mysterious substances secreted into the water by the Xenos obsolisks. These substances did not contaminate the water until recently, as shown by the analysis of Domega's biologists. The same Xenos obelisks appear to be linked by a chain of energy communications, also serving as sources of unknown radiation that seems to have caused the outbreak of contaminated growth in the currently uncontrolled sector of the planet. This also seems to be causing the appearance of the mysterious phantoms. Lady suggested that there is some sort of ancient mechanical construction located on Janus that awakened from its slumber, and that the anomalies occurring on Janus have been caused by the blasphemous machine trying to start itself. Your Ladyship, a monstrous storm has broken out on Janus. The apocalyptic anomalies are tearing our agri-world apart, and their epicenter is in the desecrated sector. Something must be done before the whole colony is destroyed. We have to find the source of this madness. Calm down and report what exactly is happening there. Fires in the sky that crash on the ground and turn everything around them into ice, the moaning earth, the deadly sound careening through the cities, the purple glow in the sky, the furious storm has covered half of the continent, but we can see its epicenter from orbit. The ruins of the xenostructure complex, what we thought to be the debris of buildings, turned out to be a machine, and now it rouses from its sleep, shining the blue and purple light from the spheres melded onto it. It is relatively safe only in those parts of the desecrated sector that have been scarred by our weapons. For some reason, there are fewer anomalies than in other places. The deadly spirits have become more material, and now everyone can see that they're not dancing. They are fighting and chanting two names, Haicheon and Kesai. Thankfully, there is much less of them than there were before. Gaps have been even appeared in a horrifying cyclone of dance twisting around the epicenter. What do we know about the catalysm? The leader of the Inquisitor Squad, Lady Zhu, did not grace us with a full report since she has been hastily preparing for the expedition to the heart of the anomaly, but she mysteriously claims that we have become the witnesses of an ancient clash between Xenos, and in spite of our unfamiliarity with their conflict, it is important to choose our ally in this struggle wisely, whatever that means. So, some wretch by the name of Kelg has come out of the thicket to meet our people. It is hard to understand him, but he has managed to explain to the soldiers that the Haicheon and Kesai are fighting Haicheon in its usual way and Kesai in the wrong, corrupted way. It seems that he wants to collaborate with us and is trying to ask for help. I have my people shall help Lady Zhu break into the heart of the storm. We failed. The escort squad reports that the Lady Acolyte and some of her retinue have died in horrific anomaly, and that people have suffered heavy losses but keep advancing nonetheless. Our people have reached the Zenith ruins that once served as either a palace or a gargantuan machine. They have encountered an extremely high concentration of spirits. It appears the spirits are fighting among themselves, with two particularly vivid ghostly figures among them. One of these prominent spirits radiates blue light and seems to be clad in Eldari armor. The other is engulfed in purple flames and clad in Xenos ceremonial raiment. They utter sounds of reminiscent of Eldari speech, but any attempt to translate them have proved unsuccessful thus far. It is an old dialect from the time before the fall. Order your warriors to aid the spirit drift in blue. It fights for the Lithalians' purity against the despicable sorcery. Even an echo of this spirit's voice is enough to understand that its cause is just. I can teach your people how to explain to the blue spirits that they are not their enemy. What does it matter what those spirits are babbling about? They both must be slain, Athata. Turn to your warriors and inspire them to fight for their home to the very last. They have already made sacrifices to get this far, so remind them what those sacrifices are for. Do you know, I have to say, I'm actually kind of thinking to... I know I hate Juliet. I don't. I love her, but we're gonna go with Juliet. Alas, the Von Volante's forces were too drained by long march and losses they sustained. The whole squad was wiped out by the ghosts, and only a handful surviving the massacre. Several hours later, a bright flash lit up the forest, and a shockwave from some colossal explosion swept across the entire surface of the planet, turning agri-complexes to dust. Anomaly stopped ravaging Janus. A group of explorers carefully approached the site of the battle and began gathering evidence to shed some light on the recent events. Piecing together the knowledge that they had gathered, they were able to retrace the history of this world. The planet, which was inhabited by the Eldari prior to the fall, at some point became one of the many theaters of war between the central excess, the dogma that reigned over the Xenos of that time, and the ascetic self-restrained. A local ruler, Kesai, was enlightened and wise, yet susceptible to depravity. In his desire to transfer his soul to another form of existence, he created a mechanism that would let him take over the bodies and minds of all his people. One of the ruler's bodyguards, named Hylicon, rose against the tyrant and mortally wounded him. But could not stop him from merging with the machine. Hylicon then gave his life to bind his own spirit to the device and continue fighting therein. This tragic conflict marked the end of all Eldari on the planet, but preserved an echo of their souls and those of their leaders. Yikes. Just big yikes. Payment in organs. Large increase in TIFs may be supplemented by decree of that address the current shortfalls in other ways. A new secret lodge of Xeno specialists will decipher written records left by the ancient Xenos that once inhabited Janus. To teach the serfs to read. Curious intoxicating substances have been discovered in the Xenos ruin. Clandestine Magus alchemy's workshops will refine and distill this. Sure. Back to Dargonus. Dargonus cries for help, Lord Captain. Riots over the interpretation of scripture has broken out in several hives across the world. While hunting for the agents of the cult of the Final Dawn, the Echolarchy began reigning in the minor cults, attempting to force upon them the correct adherence to the creed. The commoners whisper of oppression of the minor cults, even daring to claim that the holy pastors have assumed the sole right to speak for the god emperor. Agents report that the disgruntled are actively negotiating with the wasteland dwellers, the remains of the so-called Foreman clan, and it seems they are willing to offer their support. The enforcers and the agents of the Echolarchy have been able to curb the rebels so far, but divisions grow wider by the day. Why are the Foremen involved in this as well? A great question, Lord Captain. This group often comes up in the reports from the capital world. I can assume that this is due to the fact that in their now ruined homes, Siphoni, they used to have a prevalent, more simplistic form of revering the Emperor. The preachers there have been preaching much about the importance of work and labor's community familial unity, but they mention very little about the importance of order and hierarchy. They have granted their congregation a form of faith that is simple, cheap, convenient, and functional as their work clothes. Now they seem to think that the priests who are swimming in luxury want to take this away from them. Is there any reason to believe that these discernments are inspired by heretics? Thankfully, no, your ladyship. The rebels zealously oppose heresies. The other ranks plan to regard with new recruits, regularly outperform quotas, and attend prayer service. The Foreman clan has been actively involved in uncovering the underground devotees of the ruinous powers and has discovered two large, successfully operating cells. Our agents are quite confident that the likelihood of infiltration by agents from the Cult of Defiant Dawn is far lower than in other segments of the population. I'd like to know what my advisors say. Small deviances in the creed give birth to large ones, and the large ones to heresy. The basis of our beliefs lie in the absolute trust of those above us. And if their beliefs push them towards revolt, that means that these tenets have been wicked from the very beginning. But it does not make the priest wicked. They could simply have been misguided. Pass them into the ecclesiarchy care for re-education so that they may see the truth and guarantee their flock's obedience. Serene, perhaps you should stop allowing the fat cardinals and their servants to do whatever they want to your people. Rein them in. The faith in the Exalted One is not contained within ranks and titles, but within hearts and hands of the common people. And even this can take many forms as well. Let those who shoulder the welfare of Dargonus to at least choose in which manner they pray to him. Take the minor cults under your protection. Yeah, okay. Your mercy will go down in the annals of Dargonus, Serene. Common folk rejoiced at the news of their victory. Scoffing at the gilded priests, they offered up a thunderous prayer for the rogue trader. Thanks to the protection of the rogue trader, the agents of the ecclesiarchy were forbidden from entering the chapels of the minor cults. Wow. Terrible news from Dargonus relationship. Your vigilant servants have discovered an abscess of treachery on our capital world, one that has grown far too large and could rupture at any moment. The informants report that the group known as the Foreman clan is actually a cover for a horrendous cult of genetic aberrations who currently have their people in every echelon of the hive. They are traitors to the purity of humanity, traitors to the creed, rebels and heretics. What exactly did my people find out? One tenacious clerk from the administratum has questioned the authenticity of the reports coming from the ruins of Siphon, and he personally attended the debris removal and entered the lower levels of the fallen hive. There he discovered signs of proved to be infected by a gene plague. Thousands of corpses of extra-armed degenerates had been buried in mass graves. He had also found the remains of the Achilles Scalander's people. It seems that they had noticed the signs of corruption and the traitors aiming to cover up their crimes, buried their misdeeds under the ruins of the hive. On the way back, the clerk's transport was destroyed, but he miraculously managed to survive. Now the heretics think that they have covered their tracks once more, and so they continue their plot, oblivious and unprepared for our attack. What is this mutant plague that has affected our capital? A horrendous distortion of a human image. It seems that they spread their poison by biting and enslaving victims. Some of them are indistinguishable from normal humans, while others are disgustingly ugly. The heretics hide them away from prying eyes. They seem to be connected by a common conscience and are absolutely loyal to the despicable cult. The astropathic choir master of Dargonus has suggested that the cult may be behind the extermination of the psychers on the planet. He can sense the ghost of a powerful consciousness of some sort. Sanctioned psychers that we have gathered our Dargonus are prepared for the psychic engagement. That they are disciplined, powerful, fearless, and will remain unwavering against the blows of our sinister enemy. The Foreman clan is a cover for a disgusting cult. Indeed, they have probably started to recruit the workers. It's easy to blend in with the laboring riffraff, disguising themselves as technomats. They gained a cover for their secret operations and infiltration into the upper echelons of power. Each crisis allowed them to gain our trust and receive our resources. This is true. And the most despicable of them all is that they have corrupted our beliefs as well. They revere the God Emperor in the image of a four-armed abomination. Their prayers are full of hatred towards those in power and promises of reckoning, when the dreadful deity will come and equate them with their oppressors. With us, that is. Many fools and troublemakers have fallen for their lives. Praise be, it was wise not to let them into the hives on pain of death. Scurrying through the wastelands, they could only recruit the vandals dwelling there, and very few of the cult cells are positioned inside the hives. When your leadership had stood up for the minor cults, they received a golden opportunity to recruit more openly to their ranks, which are now brimming with fools who have yet to realize that they are partaking in a heretical conspiracy. Hemix, what are these mutants? They are called gene stealers. They are not simple mutants. They are a Xenos plague that breeds inside the human brain forever, distorting their genetic makeup and enslaving them to the brood. This is much more threatening than the Drakari fleet that ravaged the capital earlier. If they are in Dargonus, then they will try to overtake the entire planet sooner or later. The messengers of the Great Devourer. My race can sense the shapeshifters, but you should stay vigilant, Elentak. For the race with such a weak psyche as a monkey Their appearance can prove deadly. What forces do they have at their disposal? The heretics mostly consist of workers, but some have infiltrated the guard as well. Their weapons are primarily made by repurposing industrial machinery. The cultists are fearless and they readily sacrifice themselves for the sake of their common goal, but the worst part is their psychic threat. We cannot even begin to gauge it. We fear that tribes of the Engine Vandals will support them as well, partially influenced by the plague and partially lured by the promise of a good raid. Well, we have to act. Absolutely right. It is impossible to negotiate with the degenerates. Our only option is to completely annihilate them. We should start from the top. Should we attack decisively and quickly, or should we expose ourselves by bringing our heavy weapons into the capital and gain an advantage in firepower? To quietly eliminate their leaders or to hit the infected territories and cleanse them of traitors? Tanya von Shire raised the people to battle, publicly proclaim war, tell the people that the heretics are hiding among them, and millions of loyal subjects will grind the thousands of traitors to dust. May Dargonus cleanse itself of this filth. The cleansing should be thorough. Ever since the Xenoscum attacked your world, the wrecks of downed ships float everywhere in orbit. Connect them with your ships and send them flying towards the nests of the spawn, trying to encroach on your domain. Since all of them are linked by common will, we should start by launching our attack there. If the Astropathic Choir could drown out the voices of the brood, we would be able to launch a sudden strike and act quickly enough before the enemy could restore cohesion and alert the forces of the assault. Kind of like Sneaky One. We should get rid of the leaders first. Oof. We should do whatever we have, yo. Argenta's right. We will announce right. I don't think Argenta's right. I don't think she's right, but we're doing it. May the mutant heretics perish in the cleansing flames. At the appointed time, the hives of Dargonus shook from the thunderous treads of military machinery. An army of enforcers came to wage war on the mutant heretics. The heretics, while having time to prepare their defenses, could not match the planetary guard's weaponry. The enforcers were supported by an enraged mob, led by fanatical howling priests. The fight has quickly devolved into a bloody riot. The followers of the minor cults unknowingly rallied around the Foreman clan, seeing the attacks as yet another attempt to oppress them. They were unaware that they were helping sustain the genetic plague that had infected their world. Everything was over after a planetary cycle. The filthy shrines and the heretic sanctuaries were set ablaze, the cult agents mercilessly exterminated, and the rest of the degenerate strength crushed amid the street battles. The only thing that made the road trader servants feel a sense of unease. Inside the cult's main temple, they found a hatchery for some grotesquely enormous monster. It was empty. They did not find the beast, and if the Emperor had been merciful to Dargonus, then the monster had perished in the fires that had engulfed the hives during that cycle. Ooh. 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 Okay. We need to pick one of these then. Sorted goods. Convicts will be secretly resold to the pirates. Or Caspar Mission is ready to run a secret auction on Dargonus with illegal lots, provided the Rogue Traders Dynasty guarantees its protection. Why not? Why not? I don't know if we can do it more. I think that's it. Mm-hmm. As a whole heap of insanity happens there. But this is my fault. I didn't actually I didn't do the game like I should have. I should have kept up with those. Now we need to make our way to here. Somehow. So we're here. Okay. Security or efficiency? We'll take the profit factor. Here we go. Corruption has infiltrated Vivos. Lord Captain, the cultists of the Cult of the Final Dawn have agitated the convicts into a full-blown uprising, promising them a chance at escape. The planet's cargo port and guard facilities are now under siege. The cult conspirators do not personally participate in the assault. Not too long ago, they scurried into the mines, deep into the tunnels ripe with Xenos corruption. The security posts that we set up in those mining drifts report a skirmish that then went silent. Why did the cultists go into the particular place? Unfortunately, we do not know the true objective of the heretics, but there is no area doubt that they are pursuing a sinister and wicked goal and therefore must be stopped. What is the current situation on the surface? The overseers are trapped inside the guard facilities, and the convicts are now united by their common hatred for the dynasty and are obsessed with the tales of freedom. I'd like to hear what my advisors have to say. Heretics seek out those who are weak of spirit and entice them with promises of salvation, but such spineless lot lacks the resolve to fight and will drop their weapons should someone give them a reason to fear. The purpose of many tactics in warfare is to sow terror in the enemy's ranks, and I know some of these tactics well. Make them quiver a bit, and those weaklings will forget all about their highness intentions. Lord Captain, your resources and status allow you to make one of the most blunt and affordable tools of all. Mercenaries. These dogs of war would even be ready and willing to go inside the warp if you paid them well enough. Provide the overseers with some backup from their ranks and the crisis will be over in a mere moment. I don't know, I'm gonna let Ufa terrify them. I shall teach them some secrets of this art. Following the advice given by the formidable Space Wolf, the Overseers carried out a series of reprisals and active intimidations, leaving behind mutilated corpses and infiltrating the rebel camp under the cover of darkness. They have crushed the rebels' morale and forced them to surrender their weapons. The leaders of this conspiracy, the cultists of the Final Door, are trapped in the mines, and they have surrounded the strange dark Xenos obelisk, covered with glyphs, trying to awaken it from its slumber. The glyphs on it were similar to those that the mad convicts were drawing. The monstrous construction contained enough energy to tear the planet apart. By heroically disrupting the cult's plan, the guards had disrupted the terrible machine. Instead of exploding, the obsidian emitted a blistering heat wave, melting itself and turning those around it into ash. Vivos has been saved. Yikes. Now, at this point, I'm gonna make them sleep. Where are we heading? So we're heading down. Can we head? Yeah, we're heading down here. I'm losing profit factor. I don't know why. Okay. I need to go down here. Wait. Yeah, I might as well just go here. I've read that one. Okay. Final kind of look at everything. Final kind of look at everything before we go into this place. I don't really want a secret lair. But I kind of have to pick one of them, don't I? Okay. I'm going to put a save here. I don't know if I'm hitting the kind of, you know, the point of no return. So, point of maybe return? Okay, I'm gonna head up here. Make it safe. Wait, we got void ship management as well. Okay, that's okay. $25 points protection. 125 points. So yeah, we want that. Is that what's on? 20% hit chance. It's 92% hit chance, where that is 90. However, that has 20% critical chance. That only has 15. However, they suffer 10%. Okay. I don't think we got anything new here. Yeah. 33. They're both the same. 60 to 70. This is pretty much the same. Okay. So chat with we'll just get as much as stuff we can get. We're gonna see about buying or getting as much as we can. Because we definitely got a lot of profit margin there. We've improved our profit margin and we've improved some of our reputation. No, that's not what I meant. Okay. Oh, well, we maxed the Imperial Army now, which is good. Is what we wanted. See, that's what we wanted. So yeah. Hold on. I don't know if I actually bought this because it. Where was this when I needed it, huh? Like I said, I reckon we'll have to fight something, so I think this is good. Yeah, we're just buying it all. You can fill your flagship's arsenal with various ammunition. Okay. You still got it. Okay. And we are max. I know we're buying it, but it'll be... We're about to fully... No, Vivi, darling. No. No, you can't get in the way. Come on. Walk into your perch. She just wants love. She just wants to sit and try and attack my hand, moving the mouse. Okay, my reputation's too low. We're just going nuts now. I don't think I can do any more there. Yeah, we don't have much. Okay, now we're gonna equip our ship and equip ourselves. Chart. Okay. 15 speed. 125. That's 190 for each sector, so 98 hit chance. With 5% critical chance. That's it is almost granting us 100% chance. Almost. Allow flak shots provided connect mechanic. Freddy's 3. 27. 27's great. But I think I still like that one. 33. Just checked. Yeah, I think I'll still keep that. Yeah, I don't think that's gonna change. So 60 to 70. Ooh, that's yep. That was a yep straight away. And we'll put that one on. Okay, we're looking good. Okay, we are looking good. Now we do ourselves. That's the wrong button. Wait a minute. Okay. Quick, do it to us. So, let us go to weapons. Let's do newest to oldest. That is 20 to 25. No. No. 31 to 41. Which could take up this one. We also have a gun here. What is it? It's a two-handed range weapon. 20 to 30 is the best there. So no. 42. Character awareness, armor, dodge, 58 time. Juices, okay. whereas critical hit chance melee is increased. Okay, we are changing into that. Whenever the wearer and allies in 2 cell radius gain momentum, they also gain an equal amount of temporary wounds. Ooh, what are we losing for that though? Yeah, okay. Stun grenades. Stun grenades are great, actually. Light scrapple grenades, okay. So she's got a Infernical, which is a flamer, at 22 to 33. It's pretty awesome gun. I want to keep it with a shotgun. So yeah. We can find a nice little shotgun. That would be great. I don't think we got a new shotgun though. I wonder if I can type just shotgun. So yeah, I can. Yeah, we don't really have. Okay. $40, $55. Shit, that's better. Okay. User gains 2 temporary wounds from combat stimulant. Gains action points for each consecutive turn that the wearer has not spent MP. Wearer gains +5 willpower. Xenos. Whenever the wearer uses a major psychic, grants wearer tech bonus. Warps by whenever the wearer kills an enemy or scores a critical hit, they gain 2 movement points on their next turn. And you know what? I'm not completely forgot about capes. What are they called? Just no, there's no actual. Okay. Parry reduction. Okay. I think he has probably the best weapons for him at the moment. Ooh. Maybe not. Great sword. That's a fucker. %, 85%. Demolition. I wish there was a way to every time when more two targets are damaged by the wield is. Yeah, it doesn't really get much in terms of armor or anything. It's 14 to 20. 10. 25 to 40. $13 to 20 for a gun. 45. 50. I think he has pretty much the best armor he could possibly have at the moment. To 39. 24 to 36. 25 to 39. 40 to 65. Okay. I'll do another save. And let's go.